Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
Welcome back, you guys. It's your girl, Moni.
And this is Kat.
And we're the Fake Ass Book Club, you guys. We're excited that you joined us again. So, yay.
Welcome. Thanks for showing up, guys. You're always so worried when you plan something that no one will show up.
How embarrassing.
I know. You know, I've seen that happen before.
I was always scared to have parties because of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what if no one comes?
Yeah.
But
we don't have that problem.
No, we don't. And it's fine because you know what? It's me and you technically.
Even
right
if
it's
been for so long.
It has been for so long. So literally the show's built on that. And you guys, we're excited this week because, last week Moni was in her fifis. I was definitely.
And Kat, you weren't alone.
Thank you. I feel like you did a better job of covering it up. But yeah, I just had a really stressful week. It's been stressful. I'm not trying to have a monopoly on stress or anything like that. But
I don't know, Moni. It kind of sounds like all the stress was just for you and nobody else.
I feel like I was hogging it. And so I want to kind of release some of that this week and let you know that the book that we read that we were supposed to read last week was really salve to my soul this week. It really did kind of help I don't know if it's deregulation or regulation.
Re-regulate?
Re-regulate. Something. I felt regulated. I felt
like Warren G was here.
A little bit. Yes, just wow.
And Nate Dogg.
1900s. Dun, 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 dun. It was just like that. Keep
forgetting.
Oh my God. See, we can't keep doing this, friend. Okay, this is a serious podcast.
This is serious, guys.
This is about books.
This is about literacy.
And
slavery.
And slavery, as always. Okay. Don't get off track. All right? No, but the book that we are looking at this week, guys, that we're actually reviewing because we both read it, is The Conjuring of America, Mojos, Mermaids, Medicine, and 400 Years of Black Women's Magic. So, philosopher Lindsey Stewart uncovers the powerful, often hidden legacy of Black women's spiritual and healing traditions in shaping American life, from the herbal wisdom of enslaved midwives to the mystical artistry of modern healers and makers. Stewart traces how conjure has always been more than superstition. It's been survival, resistance, and creativity in motion. The book reclaims the magic that built America, showing how Black women's everyday acts of care, craft, and power continue to shape our nation's spirit. Woo!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And to have an author just sort of wrap this, just to explain it and sort of wrap it up so nicely. I'm excited to get into it.
Digestible portions.
Digestible portions. Yeah. And also something that I haven't been able to actually verbalize or to put my finger on even. But then as she's explaining, I'm like, yo, that's why I felt like that. That's probably because I'm tapping into it. So before we get into the book, guys, and start geeking out.
I don't know what you mean. I'm going to be super calm. I
calm,
don't even
Kat,
know what geeking out means or would even be about.
Lies and deception. But I'm going to let you have it, friend. And we're going to move on to the dedication portion of our episode.
Okay.
So if you're new here, you guys, this is the time where we like to put our hands over our hearts and dedicate this episode to the people and the things that are giving us life. So what we always like to do is start out with our patrons. Thank you so much, you guys, for your continued support. It means so much. You even show up on the weeks where I'm a curmudgeon-y, depressed 40-year-old lady who is trying to get her life. And I super appreciate it. If you guys are interested in supporting our podcast, please pop over to Patreon/The Fat Podcast. We have bonus episodes there. Also, I want to dedicate this episode to just my ancestors, man. I want to dedicate this to all the women that came before. Also, just want to recognize Trey Reed and the family of, just what a terrible, terrible situation with the whole lynching and that supposedly being a suicide.
Black people don't hang themselves.
Do that, y'all.
Not in the woods.
And we don't. We don't do that. And
Yeah, in general.
Yeah, just recognizing how there's still a lot of work to do, but also just wanting to put just recognize their family for going through that. That's just, I can't even believe in 2025 we're still doing this, y'all. So shout out to you guys and the other victims too. I don't have the names, but I'll try to put them in the notes for you. Friend, what about you?
Yes, and my dedication is going out to Michael the librarian for being the new host of Reading Rainbow.
Yay.
Boy, did that give me a much
cute.
needed shot of joy. It's like, oh man, do we need Reading Rainbow back ASAP? And I'm glad it's going to be from this young Afro-Latino gentleman right here during Hispanic History Month.
Yay.
Let's go. And my other dedication is going out to Sabrina Carpenter, who gave me so much life this week off of her new album.
Really?
She got this little song called Tears. It has had me just jamming. One of my clients caught me having my own private dance party. It was,
oh my God.
Yeah, dedication over. But
Okay,
it
let's
was
go,
really,
Sabrina.
it was really cute, especially because I don't know if you heard that Taylor's album is a little bit of a flop.
Oh, really?
With her
core base?
Mm-hmm. A lot of people
know why?
I think they're mad she's happy. These aren't breakup songs.
No, we do this to our artists, don't we? Mary J. Blige knows a little bit something about that. Anytime she's excited, we're pissed.
Yeah.
We want her
so
to be
I heard
sad.
there was some good songs because I've listened to I actually haven't listened to the album. I've just been listening to reviews of the album. And so from what I hear, there's some pretty good songs, but for the most part, I think the girls like to rock out on a good breakup jam. And there aren't any because Mama's in love and she's marrying her man. So
Well, hold on. I had heard that there were some claims of some anti-Black sentiments on her new.
well,
Have you not heard this?
No.
Okay. So hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
I refuse to believe that about
It
Tay
says, is
Tay.
Taylor Swift's album really full of white supremacy and homophobia, or has everyone lost their minds?
The last one.
Well, I don't know. Because, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that because I don't feel like you should just thrust that on people because they're white. You know what I'm saying? But she did date that man that was an actual white supremacist. Remember, he was.
Yes, but
So
she
you've been in
dumped him
proximity
and wrote a song about
because
it.
of that?
I don't know.
Right. So you don't know. It could have been other reasons.
But Travis, he seems pretty woke.
I don't know. I can't
Didn't
speak
he
on
have
that.
a black girlfriend?
I don't
'Cause
think
didn't
that
he
makes
have
you
the black?
woke.
I'm just saying, no, it doesn't make you. Well, it's. You have to be.
Because there's also the guys I dated a black girl before. I got that. Not like you, Moni. Black. While I'm at work trying to do my job. That don't make you woke, sir.
Sure. Good point. Good point.
It just makes you
Touche.
annoying and out of touch with life.
I don't want it to be that bad.
I don't either. But and you know what? Let me see. It says hold up.
What's our source?
All right, let me see. So this is the New York Post's article.
And see, the New York Post is.
Are they a little bit? What do they be doing? Okay, I'll go to another source. Let's go back.
Well, I'm just saying they have a reputation for not they're not the Times.
Okay.
Yeah, they're known for being a little more tabloidy. They're the ones don't they have Page 6?
So what about Newsweek?
Newsweek's good.
All right, so Taylor
Generally.
Swift's 1830s lyrics sparked backlash from African Americans.
Ooh, wait, that's another. That's
Is this not it?
different-
Is that
that's
our
a
old one?
different- Yeah, that's a different.
Damn
one.
it, that's 2024. Shit. Okay.
That's not Life of a
it's-
Showgirl.
So that just goes to show that this is a thing. Hold up, Life of a Showgirl.
I think they like to I don't know. I feel like lately she's been with the wokesters. Because she was very anti-Trump. Because I want to give her credit for that. Because a lot of the rich whites were not. And she's a rich white.
Okay. So here it is. So it says,
Okay.
based on recent news reports and social commentary, Taylor Swift's 2025 album, Life of a Showgirl's drawn claims of being anti-Black due to several lyrics that have been interpreted as racially insensitive. Critics and fans have pointed to specific lines that they believe invoke racist topics or tropes, particularly in relation to Swift's public history with Black women and men. So key songs that are controversial or whatever. So Eldest Daughter. Some have interpreted the lyrics, but I'm not a bad bitch. And this isn't savage as a racially loaded verse.
I mean,
She's not a bad bitch and she's not savage. So like, is that toward Black girls and like Rihanna or something? Critics.
Savage. Well, I was thinking Beyonce.
Because I mean, Savage
Megan.
Fenty. I'm thinking Savage Fenty. I'm thinking.
Oh, and see, I was thinking
Rihanna.
Meg. I'm a savage and a bad bitch.
All of them. Both.
It would.
Maybe she's not though. She's not though. She's actually not. She's being for real.
She's being for real.
She's not
so
savage and she's not a bad bitch
not.
at all.
So I think they were talking about this on the read. Now I remember.
Were they?
Yeah. So this is what they were referencing, stuff like that, when she was like, she's not a bad bitch. I'm not taking offense with that. Like, once again, she seems like, as far as rich white women go, she's not the worst.
Okay, and so then they was talking about opalite lyrics in the song, such as "You were dancing through the lightning strikes, sleepless in the onyx night, but now the sky is opalite." So they think that might be like a reference to the fact that he was dating a Black girl before, and now she's white.
Or sometimes it's dark and then it becomes light because of our
of our vaginas, girl.
No, I was gonna say because of the Earth's orbit.
No, that's what they saying.
It goes from dark to night.
No,
I don't.
Associated with Black women. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, it's a stretch. It's not as clear as Charlie Kirk. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I would say just with how she has moved lately, because it would be very easy for her to lean into the MAGA stuff. Because that was the thing. I think MAGA has always tried to make her their Aryan princess.
And did she say no to it?
She, in her earlier career, she didn't fight it, but now she's like, I'm established. I can push back on this. Like, I already got it. So I think she was using
35.
Yeah, it's like, I'm a grown woman.
She
like,
about to
I don't
be
need
40.
to. Yeah, I think she's.
Okay. All right, we can move on from Taylor Swift though in real time. I just had to, that popped up.
I feel like we should spend the whole episode talking about specifically rich white women.
No, we shouldn't, because this is so the opposite today of the episode that we're actually here to talk about. So let's get into Miss Lindsey Stewart. She is the author of our book.
Yeah.
Today I'm going to give you guys a couple of little stats about the book. So the book itself was published July 29th of this year, which I didn't recognize that this was such a current book. It is 400 pages. The audiobook was approximately 10 hours and 39 minutes long, which, excuse me, there was a burp. Sorry guys. Was why I didn't get it done last week, man. Last week was nuts.
I honestly listened to it a time and a half.
I listened to it a time and a half as well.
Okay.
The second half, I started at 1.25 and then had to go ahead and get it together, which was still
it
was still great. It was awesome. But also, if you have a little something about Lindsey Stewart, it'd be great if you could share that with our listeners, friend. Do it.
On Lindsey Stewart is a Black feminist philosopher and an associate professor of philosophy at the University of Memphis.
Yeah.
She's the author of The Politics of Black Joy. Her work has been featured in Blavity, Signs, and the British Journal for the History of Philosophy, and she holds a 2021 Michael Beanie Prize. She lives in Memphis, Tennessee.
Excellent. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I love it. So her book, The Conjuring of America, lots of themes. Definitely, I feel like her approach was definitely like anthropological. Like, it made me think about Zora Neale Hurston because she got referenced a lot. She's pretty notorious for chronicling sort of the African American experience and taking it back to famous.
Notorious.
Notorious, famous.
Yeah, because she's not bad.
No, she's not.
She's good.
Yeah, she's
They
good.
tried to make her like a
Infamous.
villainess.
They did.
Yeah, but no, she was just a historian. She was an anthropologist.
Exactly. And we really get into the history, starting all the way back to, chattel slavery, and then just, I don't know, the cultural resilience of Black women, Black people in general, but also specifically Black girl magic. I liked that she sort of starts the book off kind of talking about that and just how that's a popular hashtag, but like taking us back to the roots of like what that actually means.
Yeah, and why it was so feared.
Yeah, which
And
is
why
so
we
interesting.
it's
I
so
love that
demonized.
so hard.
Yeah, like the fact
I don't love the
that-
demonized part, but
Sure.
feared is like good.
Good. I like that. I'm like, I need
should
to
be a
learn
little
more about
nervous.
hoodoo because white people are scared of
Are.
hoodoo.
Why do you think that is?
Well, just imagine it's old timey times.
Okay, wait. Go back. Okay, old timey times.
So
I'm there.
old timey times, it just stinks everywhere because there's no indoor plumbing. There's no deodorant.
Ugh.
There's no shampoo.
Yick.
You know what I mean? You got lye soap. Maybe if you beg somebody, you can get some cocoa butter. Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay, this is awful.
Yeah. Okay. There's no pads.
Oppression.
There's
Just
no
quilt strips.
ibuprofen.
Wow.
You know, like
Okay.
you just out here, right?
Damn.
And that's that's for the coloreds and the whites.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
All right.
So I think a lot of times of George Washington, a lot of times his death, because he was surrounded by the people he trafficked. So imagine how terrifying that must be.
Good.
Like imagine.
I should hope that he would have felt like that.
I know. That brings me. I'd like to think
It's
about
like,
it.
You know what? I'm glad I now have that in my mental Rolodex. I don't know that
Thank
I
you.
actually recognize
glad.
that.
Yeah.
So when I'm feeling sad next time, just be like, look at George Washington's death. And I'll be
He
like,
died scared. He died afraid. Probably because I don't know what he believed in, but like I'd be afraid for your mortal, knowing what you
I mean,
did
if
to
I
people.
mistreated everybody around me and they're all standing around me when I die, it's like,
Yeah. And just to give some quick, like this book wasn't
Sorry.
about George Washington,
It wasn't.
but for people who don't know, like, yeah, he owned a whole bunch of slaves. So when you know how a plantation works, and it looked like Django,
was
you know what I
awful.
mean? There'd be one white dude and a whole bunch of black people that he's,
overseeing.
overseeing. And actively trafficking. Like you actively worked to keep these people in bondage. He wasn't somehow torn on the subject. Like he was moving people around so they wouldn't run off together, so that the time would reset on them being able to claim freedom. All this stuff. Like he's really damaged some lives. And these are the people who are you're surrounded by, who are taking care of you as you die, and that you're leaving in charge of your wife. And so he redid his will multiple times because he was like, okay, maybe I free this one, but not this one. It's a
Not Tetris at the end of your life. That's crazy. Not enslaved
so
Tetris.
imagine that you're aware of the concept of voodoo, where someone can take some of your hair, take some of your clippings, and curse you. You know what I mean?
'Cause
Like
you know you deserve it.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, so that would be terrifying. Like if you were worried about getting some sort of So I
or
think
you
that's
could just
where
not
the
be
fear.
awful in the beginning, but I guess that's never been an option.
No, because how else am I
reason.
supposed to make money?
Ugh,
that was
it's
just why hoodoo is so scary to white people.
Okay, yeah.
So in my
because-
opinion, that's why it's probably so scary for white people, or people who consider themselves white, because this is something that they can't control, that might have power that they're afraid of.
But also now we see, and this might be another part of the conversation though, but also the way that things have sort of shifted, that Overton window on how we look at African spirituality or just our ancestors, and so like the Conjuring of America.
Well, partially, because I feel like, yeah.
Has to do with sort of like, I don't know, I don't want to call it a reckoning with, but just sort of like being aware of the roots of a lot of our spiritual practices, or even just traditions that got passed down and like where they came from, where the origin story of
you're
all of those
describing
things.
education.
Yes, education. AKA education.
Also known as like learning about stuff.
Learning.
Yes, actually being able, instead of just vilifying and demonizing it.
Yeah, and I think that also on the other side, like, you do get a lot of people that are on the other side or that consider themselves black or that are in our community tend to shy away from those kinds of things because it's like, oh, it's anti-Christian, or because a lot of what especially now, gosh, Christianity is such a
It's a very strong brand.
yes, and there's so many different sects and sort of offshoots to Christianity that you do have to be specific about what it is you are saying when you say that. And I think we touched on that a little bit last week with the Christian nationalism.
Yeah, that's different than
And it being,
Christianity.
like,
yeah,
traditional
because it's its
Christianity.
own thing now.
It's a whole situation. So yes, but I think that like overall, just the view, because even me, like I know that in this book, like we touched on, or she, the author, Lindsey, touched on some things that. So let's talk about.
Well, wait, I want to touch on the reason why there's all this fear around it.
Okay,
and even around like Black
tap in.
communities
Yes,
and populations.
let's.
And it's because it's very similar to like in Django, where he's like, oh, is we sick? You know, this idea of like we have to identify with our oppressor. So if they're afraid of something, we're afraid of something. We're even more afraid of it for them because this is how we've been programmed to be. So it's like, ooh, don't scare the white folks. So get that boogity boogity.
Well, because if they're scared, then they're gonna beat our asses. Like I do think that there's a certain sense of like
Or
I need
kill
them
us.
calm. Yeah, I need them calm so I don't have to die today.
But you know from abuse systems, there's nothing you can do to keep stuff calm.
Exactly.
So that's why there's no point in like
trying to be on their side about it.
or do the
Yes,
respectability stuff. It's like, well, master, I would never be with those no count niggers, you know, doing their little,
so sad.
you know,
Chicken dances from, you know,
Yeah.
the devil dances. I believe it. Yeah, it's just, so yeah, I think a lot of it gets demonized. And also, too, I think if we don't understand the history of it, it's easy to do that because it's kind of like,
right? Because then
you
we're
don't
just
have
like,
any respect
it's like
for
that
it.
does look weird. I don't want to just like, I don't want to go to hell.
oh my gosh. And you know what it made me think? One of my husband's favorite movies is, oh my gosh.
Tales from the Crypt.
No.
Oh.
Girl.
I don't know.
Damn. Babe, I don't know why she did you like that. That was a hood classic though, low key. That was actually pretty enjoyable. But Denzel Washington, David Allen Greer, they were in the military. Soldier Story. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
I'm glad I could help.
Soldier Story. Thank you. I was thinking
I've never seen it.
A Soldier Story is a really, really good book.
I don't like war
Really
movies.
good. It's not so much about like they are in the military, but it's not about the war. It's sort of like them. It's the racial dynamic that's happening.
Like Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of like that, but minus the people getting blown up and stuff. Like
Oh, okay,
Lieutenant
that
Dan
was
lost
even-
his legs. Like we
Yeah.
never had to see anything like that. But it was like this light-skinned commander, like, or colonel, I don't know, forgive me if I'm saying his ranking wrong, but he was this light-skinned guy who was in the military and had some say, and he was over this black platoon, basically.
Oh,
and
okay.
he treated them like shit. You know, you know what I mean?
Dang
But it
it.
was like specific to this one guy, who, CJ, because CJ, he had that vernacular of, was slavey, you know what I'm saying? Like he still was talking like that a little bit. And like some of the stories that he would share would be like, you know, my grandma's part Crow or something. You know what I mean? He's talking about these stories that I'm sure were passed down and stuff that at this point Black people were trying to remove themselves from because
Right.
they're trying to be seen as respectable. So, you know, you
That's
have
that
this life.
geeky ass shit. Like,
Hey, that's what he said.
Oh.
You did see it.
no, I was referencing matriarch.
Yo, I'm telling you, it was that geek. It was exactly
I believe,
that.
and Trick Daddy. I've heard that from Trick Daddy.
Such a good. You need to. We might fuck around and have to watch this
Okay.
and talk about it on the show. It's a really great movie.
Okay.
But yeah, it really kind of taps into like this idea of like separating yourself from that. So what I liked about this book
And I'm not trying to
was-
disparage geeky culture. I'm just saying,
No,
like,
not
the
at all.
insulting. That's
it
what
was
I imagine.
meant to be insulting, but it's like
Yeah.
this book and books like this and stories like this. So like it reminds me of Miss Tina's book Matriarch, like you just mentioned. It reminded me of Beyonce's Black is King. We talked about that before we started recording. A lot of the art that we consume that I'm like obsessed with and I can't really explain why. I'm like something's drawing me to it. It's like maybe because it's tapping into that conjuring of Black American sort of that spirituality stuff.
And the feminine divine.
Yeah,
I know. I've told you. I've been
the sacred
missing.
woman.
Yeah, I've been missing that from like the jump. So
I didn't know I was
missing.
missing it.
Alice Walker helped a lot.
Yeah,
Like I said,
didn't
it was
start reading her. I mean, I didn't start reading her until later, and then even then, I wasn't bathing myself in it. I was
Oh.
taking cat baths.
Okay.
You know, I
I
wasn't
don't know
like,
if you know this about your friend Kat. I can be a little obsessive.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when I get like something, I'm like, ooh, I'm going down the rabbit hole. So I'm like, I like this book.
crack
I'm
your
reading
knuckles, jump right up in that thing.
all of them. I was
Yeah.
just like, so what else does she write? Like I remember even like
Man.
this was back when you could in the back of books, you could order more books. Do you remember that?
No. I just didn't read enough probably at that time. Yeah.
Like, yeah, that used to be a thing before Amazon
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you could like send off for like the next thing in the series.
Oh my gosh, that
and
sounds awesome. That sounds so cool. But yeah, it was just I really liked this book because it gave you a lot of historical context for stuff that I didn't even think about too. Like, I don't know where you want to go with it. I feel like I don't want to take over.
Well, I feel like I learned a lot.
I did too.
Because that was the thing. A lot of times these books are revisiting things.
Sure.
Like especially like the Harriet Jacobs story.
know,
that was very
there.
fun
That
to be
was
like,
good.
oh, I know her.
We just read that.
And it was like, like being able to have that context. But
So wait, Harriet Jacobs, real quick.
oh, that
maybe
was
this your
from
first time here,
Incidents
you
in
don't
the
know.
Life of a Slave Girl. So that's what I've been calling the American Anne Frank, because she had to basically hide up in an attic to get away from.
Oh my God, the book is wild, man.
Yeah.
We reviewed that. Check out our episode if you haven't. That's in the
But the thing I feel like I learned the most about was I didn't know Black woman invented Vicks Vapor Rub, like had that recipe stolen from her. I was just like, what?
Of course.
What? And then mermaids. I had no idea like how much mermaids were linked to African lore.
So, all right. Looking back on your childhood, was mermaid is that something that resonated with you?
Oh, like yes, like big time. And
time.
I actually had a black mermaid. Like, so that's what was awesome. It was just a generic toy. Like, it was part of my bathroom toys. Because, you know, your bathroom toys are separate from regular toys.
Of course, they got to stand.
So, in my bathroom toys, like, yeah, I had I feel like I had two black mermaids. And I feel like one had purple hair and one had orange hair. And then they had, like, the matching little, like, seashells and tail. And I loved it.
I didn't have a black one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I did have a mermaid. And I loved her a lot.
And it was important.
Oh my God, I loved her so much. Like, I just remember loving mermaids and cats.
Yeah, they're both pretty chill.
Yeah, I was like,
and it's such a great concept. And then learning, you know, everything, just the entire lore around it. And then being reminded too of like how hype I was when Little Mermaid came out.
oh my God.
I didn't get to see it in theaters. I was so sad. I wanted to see it so
I
bad.
don't remember if I saw it.
I saw it on VHS, like when I originally
No, I'm pretty
saw it.
sure. You know who I think, and listen, and I could be lying. Sylvia, I don't know if you're still listening to this show at this point.
It's like, Sylvia, we know you're listening.
Sylvia Hubbard, author and overall badass. I feel like a lot of my books and movies and stuff, media, like would be stuff through her. So I'm pretty sure, I know for sure, Beauty and the Beast, but I may have went to see that with her at some
saw
point.
that in theaters.
Yeah, like I feel like I did see it in theaters, but I don't remember if she took me or if that was something else. But anywho, loved it.
And we
couldn't get over it.
And we covered the book on the show too.
Yeah, we did.
The actual story and everything. And so, because people were getting so upset when Ariel was going to be played by Halle Bailey and just be like, "Oh, mermaids aren't black. They're from, you know, Norwegia. And so
They're under the sea, so no sun is hitting their skin. How could they be brown? They're not real. They can be.
And it would be true if like every sea creature were like pale, but they're not.
That's true. There's pigmented ones as well. So how do you explain that, everybody?
It's like, I know that from documentaries.
Okay, from learning.
But it doesn't matter anyway because it's silly, it's fictional, it can be whatever.
Yeah, it can
but our author brought up, it's like, no, we actually have a very deep lore around mermaids too. So it's
Which
not
is
like
awesome. I literally didn't know that. And I guess I take that back because when
Skin of the Sea.
Yeah, when we read Skin of the Sea, she talked a lot about the Orishas and the deities, you know, like a lot of those deities that I'm in West Africa that I wasn't aware of. So,
because why would we be?
I don't know, but I wish we would learn about it, like Oshun and Legends of Mermaids, ritual songs, dancing, all that kind of stuff.
I feel like we had like a nice long chapter about the gods of Rome and Greece.
We did, and that's the thing, like it is fun.
I don't want to take it out, but
I don't either. I feel like it's fun to learn about. Like, so why not? Like, I mean, if I was learning about the Asian version of all of their, because in my mind, I'm like, the reason why these stories exist, these deities exist, it seems to be like helpful to people to like personify certain characteristics, phenomenon, so that they can process it. And then also too, and what was the question I was going to ask you? Because it feels like, you know, the book kind of gets into a lot of like having a talisman that, you know, that represents something, or, you know,
or a
totem, yeah, like or those kinds of things. And it's almost like, it seems like people really do well when they have something they can point to, like whether it's like a crucifix or a flag. Like it almost feels like there has to be. This book made me think about the fact that perhaps humans or people are drawn to things that are like, you know, when we think about all these complex ideas of spirituality, of relatability between, you know, like our lived experience with other humans, we're really trying to find things that keep us grounded in this experience, but also keep us connected to things that maybe we can't explain. And so like having this, you know, mojo bag that makes me feel grounded in this moment, or having this crucifix, or having this book, this like whatever it is, I'm like
a touchstone.
Like, and I just thought like, dang, maybe that's a really human thing. Like maybe it does help, because it almost feels like it gives you the kind of confidence you need to move with a certain level of confidence. Yeah. Right? Because we see that now with Christian nationalism. Like you feel emboldened because you feel like you can point to these things and say like, you know, here are the touchstones of,
here's my back the blue flag.
Yeah, absolutely. Here are the things.
It's like I used it to beat up a DC officer.
Oh my gosh. You know. So, and then in the book, you know, like, you know, so you're talking about Vicks Vapor Rub, like she was talking about like just having those little sacks around your neck with the different herbs and stuff in it that were supposed to protect you. And then how mentally feeling protected, feeling like there's something tangible that I have that makes me feel protected, protects your mind, which
you get the
has
placebo
those psychosomatic
effects.
effects in your life that make you feel a certain way.
And there would actually be, I think a lot of times about like old wives' tales, because of course we're specifically talking about Black women in America, but of course a lot of these are that go into a lot of different cultures, right? Herbalism, and you even think about like in vampire lore, that garlic is supposed to keep the spirits away and stuff like that. But in real life, we now know that garlic naturally has like antibacterial and antiviral properties. So you think back in the day before we had, you know, an idea of microorganisms that are making us sick. How do you can't describe to people. It's like, actually, there are these microorganisms that are attacking your immune system. And
chew on some garlic.
It's like, if you sleep with a little bit of garlic, like by your ear, it'll suck out all the bad spirits. And it creates a narrative that people can wrap their minds around. I think that's how we got messed up in COVID. Because there were people who were better at communicating with the masses and gave them a narrative that people ran with, where the nerds were like, but my charts. And
right. Knock your charts down. We hate it.
It's like, no, but charts though.
Right. So we need charts.
We do. It's like, nerds aren't as compelling a lot of times as the influencers.
No, but you know who's compelling?
Who's compelling?
Our artists.
Yes.
And I believe that, like, you know, something like that is illustrated beautifully in a movie like Sinners. Sinners, this took me back to Sinners too, because I'm like,
real hard. Annie was
the personification
of the conjurer,
of the Conjuring of America,
and the candy lady.
Everything.
She was all the things.
Everything from the mojo bag
to the titties,
to the herbs, to the titties.
You know what's crazy to me? They couldn't show her nursing. Like you got multiple like high-res shots of people getting their brains blown out, but we couldn't see her. Yeah, like you could kind of see it was blocked out a little bit. And then a lot of times too, if you were watching reviews of it on YouTube and stuff, they blurred out. Like that was still a little too much. Like an infant nursing on a breast was just too much. But like we could drown in all this blood.
I can spit into your mouth. I don't know how y'all be doing that. I don't want to be judgmental, but also
you're yucking all the yums. Spit in my mouth. Look in my eyes.
I'm gonna think you hate me if you do that. Don't do that. That's disgusting. I can't.
I'm not. I'm not gonna comment.
Did you brush your teeth?
No, she just got through sucking blood, probably. Like,
no.
I mean,
no G's, but
no. That
okay.
It was super like thick too. I was watching the thing about what they used to make that.
Was she eating now and laters?
I think they used like corn syrup or something, like to make the. Anyway, but yeah, to me that's something because I'm always gonna bring. Titties didn't come up in the book, but a lot of times
you're gonna bring them up. That's fine.
I am.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like
they're great and you love them.
Well, and that's what the colonizers did was tell everybody to cover up the titties. Like everybody was like, basically, you go to Hawaii, you go to Africa, you go to all these different places. People are chilling and with the titties out, and then here you come and been like, oh no, you gotta.
We need fabric.
Blah, no, you can't be doing all that. But they were chill, like they had a peaceful society. You came in and messed it up. I'm just saying,
you feel like the titties
in the
were
same way
part
that
of
black women get villainized, I think titties do as well, where it becomes this sinful, dirty thing where it's just like, no, like they're just titties. They're just titties. that's all, and everybody loves them.
That's all.
And that's all.
It's true. I mean,
and
they
just
never hurt
this whole
nobody,
thing,
man.
and like, yeah, it gets. I'm just.
Okay. All right. I think that our author did a really great job of making a case for how important it is to continue to share these stories too. So like, I mean, again, I would just want to double down on like, so we have sinners, we have matriarch, we have Beyoncé stuff. Like, I feel like a lot of the art that ends up resonating for me. So like Black is King, when that came out, I was in a chokehold, friend. I mean, like it got to the point where like every other weekend when it was like time to clean the house, the kids knew if I put that on, you know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, it's yes, it's time. And then it was like the visuals of it, because I think about Black Parade, the lyrics in that song, which y'all can look those up. But I mean, like she touches on all this stuff about these deities, and really just the Black girl magic and just, I don't know, like the pride that you feel of being Black, because I think a lot of the Black experience in America is a lot of shame. Like I remember being, I don't know, 4th grade, 3rd grade, whatever, elementary school. And like anytime you learned about Black people, it always felt shameful in a way, because it was like, you guys were enslaved. And
It
it's
was
like,
a bummer.
damn, what did we accomplish? Yeah,
I remember one of my first questions was like, God, why do they hate us so much?
What is this?
Yeah, it's like, this is
it's
intense.
a lot. It's a lot to take in. And I feel like it's so revolutionary. This is why, like, when we talk about Black pride or any of those kinds of things, like I don't know how that makes people who consider themselves white feel, but it's because you are conditioned to feel like you aren't worth much, or that your history just is boiled down to servitude, or these enslaved conditions or whatever. And so to suppose that like even in those conditions, Black people possess this sort of magic, whether it's in the way that we're expressing ourselves with our clothes and the cloth that we create, the way that we style our hair, the way that we show up in the food that we provide for our families, like everything we do is art, because we know that we have to find joy in everything that we're doing. We have to find the silver lining, if you will. And I don't know, taking in these stories over the years as an adult has really helped me sort of, I don't know, feel like a lot more pride toward it. Not like I ever felt. It was like, it's neutral, I guess, but like, hearing stuff like this, I think like without the context of knowing the background, like of a Mojo bag even, or even just like Black Eyed Peas or just even the food that we ate, like, that like, well, they gave us scraps, we made it good, which is its own magic and conjuring.
That's lemonade.
Right? That's lemonade.
I was
right
served
there.
lemons, but I made lemonade.
I mean, not everybody does. Some people just sit there and look at the lemons like, well, I'm supposed to do with this. Okay.
Right. But that was, once again, take it back to Beyonce. It's like, we make joy look easy. I remember loving that from Black is King.
Oh my God.
And just that line where it was just like, oh God, that was a bar. Cause yeah, we do. Cause it's not.
It's not. You have to choose it. Like, that's just it though.
Yeah.
And so like, I think the most beautiful part of this book to me was just reiterating the fact of like, it's our birthright. Like our joy is something that is, I don't want to say it's innate, but yeah, it's magical. It's something that and I think maybe it pisses people off.
Well, I think once again, this is so great that we have like sort of a catalog of books to pull from.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me a lot of Possessing the Secret of Joy. And we get to the end of the book, spoilers, to find out the secret of joy, resistance. And we need a bunch of that now.
Yeah, we do.
Because I'm thinking now too, I'm like, so how could I disrupt an ICE detention center? Like, because that's what it's gonna take. Like when you think back on how we got out of slavery, it wasn't because we were like, pretty please. It was, it took so many actions from so many fronts. And like I said, even last week when we were feeling discouraged, because they were talking about that on the read too, just about how hard it's been.
Yeah,
and this is the idea of like, because this is the goal. They are trying to discourage us. They are trying to keep us in this learned helplessness. And
right. And that's the thing, like being able to, like, that's the magic of our history, is that like over time, in the most, like, that's the thing, like if I can pull from the fact that like, I mean, I'm in comfortably in my house with my kids, a husband who loves, you know, like,
you got a job.
So there's so many provisions that are being made. I have so many safeties and protections that my ancestors didn't. And so like,
you
just
got
being
a birth
able
certificate?
to pull a whole birth certificate, and just a lot more, you know, like mobility and freedom. So it's just like, sometimes you need to pull on that when you are in that place, maybe where you're like, okay, I don't know how this is gonna get better or whatever. And it's like, you know what? Again, like it's sort of this podcast. Like to me, it's like, okay, I need somewhere to go.
Well, speaking of our podcast, this also book conjured up sort of memories of our first book that we covered. Cola Booth, because even the cola nut made an appearance in the book as one of the primary ingredients for the original Coca-Cola.
Let's go.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. And you know, you hear about like on Juneteenth that like red drinks are always like a thing. And I didn't realize that goes back to the cola nut and like some of the drinks that they used to make and stuff like that. And
and that's
Very
in
cool.
cola, and once again, Cola's an African writer. And she would just say, like, there was a proverb where she was from, where there's cola, there's life.
Aww.
Yeah, and it's it also made me think of a Netflix series I never finished watching. It was originally in Spanish, and it was called Siempre Bruja, which translates to always a witch.
Okay.
And it was about sort of a black enslaved woman who was burned at the stake, because a lot of the people who were burned at the stake as witches were black women. Inquisition was like, hey, let's burn them up. And because they're dark and feminine, and that's the antithesis of our white male god. And so when she's being burned at the stake, she transports into the future.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. And so they it was hard because, you know, when you're watching something in another language, like following around the subtitles.
Sure.
And then the dub
wasn't great.
I hate dubs. So.
Okay.
But yeah, like that was something too where you know, the concept of brujas and just the guys, I was called a bruja not too long ago. Just a gentleman who saw me do a card trick.
Oh, that's right. I think you told me.
Yeah.
Dude.
But seriously though,
Calm
but a lot of times if you're not super into church, people just assume you're into the occult.
That is so crazy too, right? It's like, oh, you must worship the devil.
And it's like, no.
So this is why it's important to read books too, though, because then I think if we have the context of just some of our history, even if it's not something that you feel like necessary, it's something you're gonna follow or lean into heavily, I think it still helps you respect the origins of it.
Yeah,
so
especially if I'm gonna learn about everybody else's.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, obviously, you know, my granny Or, even just the idea. So like one of the things that popped up in this book that I was like, where did this even come from that I would get annoyed with would be like, don't eat a girl's spaghetti. Like if you're not with a girl, don't eat her spaghetti because she might have put her period blood in it. I'm like,
that's a fun one.
I'm gonna need you to calm down.
Yeah, trust me.
First of all, I don't want you. First of all,
because there's another one. Okay, this is fun. Go back and forth in different superstitions. Have you heard the one about like if you bury a man's underwear in the yard, he'll never leave?
Ugh, I don't want to do that. Go if you need to. Shit. What the fuck I need to like keeping you here against your will.
So much of it is about like basically keeping
Don't
your
leave
lover
me.
in bondage. It's like,
Don't
you know
leave.
what? If you want to go.
But also maybe that was because of the social construct of the time of like, if I don't have a man there for protection and for money, I'm basically out here in these streets, which makes more sense.
But it also
especially
makes
if he hates me after I get pregnant.
I've always said, like, because like I said, I like to transport myself into different times. Like, who would I be?
Okay, who would you be?
I'm pretty sure I'd be the hoodoo woman.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember in Eve's Bayou, Diane Carroll, when she played the hoodoo woman? Yeah. That'd be me. She was smoking a spliff in that all white and then that white makeup. I was like, yeah, that's me. I like that right there. She's I don't need cat bones to read your fortune. They were getting, oh my goodness. I need more stuff with like bougie Southern black women.
It's very good.
So get on in Hollywood.
Wait, what's the other one though? There's another one.
Don't hit
with
me.
a bougie. I'm not. It's coming your way. What is it? Because I thought about it. Hold on. There's a bougie black lady who tells people about themselves.
That's perfect.
I know. You've seen it because it's a thing. So Eve's Bayou, that's a really great one because that one's in New Orleans, and we talk a lot about a Southern voodoo lady. Well, the food, but then also too just this free woman of color, like basically like how black women in freedom makes people scared. So not only does like the symbolism behind the trinkets that we have, like whether it's mermaids or amulets or whatever, or just the cooking, whatever, they're nervous about us being free. And there was this whole correlation between black free women, hoodoo, or even just black African mammies. What were they calling them? They said it so many times. I was like, oh my gosh, she's saying mammies so many times in this book. I might have to rate the book in mammies because she said it so many times.
Yes.
But just the symbolism behind it, you know what I'm saying? Like what they were able to provide, and it's like, man, y'all didn't even have nothing, but somehow the effects of having these black women around you made you feel good, whether it was you enjoying a meal, having a baby, if you were sick, you know what I'm saying? Like they were leaning into, I think that's what we do well is just like, look, we might not have everything that you're air quotes supposed to have, but we're gonna work with what we got and we're gonna make it happen. And so
I think this was like actually a Audrey Hepburn quote, but she was talking about like life isn't about having the best of everything; it's about making the best of everything.
Amen. I think that's what we do well. Most of the time.
Yeah.
Because what else is there when systems are in place to make sure you don't have anything? All right, so what did you think about Conjuring in the way of, okay, so we, toward the end of the book, start talking about like Madam C.J. Walker.
Oh, yeah.
And like hair care. I mean, you're like the conjuring of
yes,
like hair.
Well,
and
the
that
idea of that being like the original sort of textile.
Like,
and the fact that it's very, like a lot of the
ritual.
Superstitions around hair. Like I said, like I remember getting that from my grandmother about like gathering your hair up because if a bird makes a nest out of it, you'll have headaches.
Is that what she said?
Yes.
That's so cute.
It was, but it was just a joke because we would put our hair in the garden to keep the rodents away.
Right.
And stuff like that. So we weren't too worried about anyone. And like I said, we didn't have enemies like that. We were good at keeping the evil eye away and stuff like that. A lot of the food stuff
was good. It had me hungry. I ain't gonna lie.
It got me to cooking.
Wow.
I was saying like the media you consume really does influence you because I have been in my black woman, like, let me me.
It's about to be fun.
It's like, let me light up these greens.
Yes.
Let me just get this stuff going. Because, like, yeah, I need some. Because I do think that helped, too, this week. Just fortify myself, too. Like, making the food I like and seasoned the way I like. And especially the red beans and rice. It was really fun learning that that's traditionally, even still now, a Monday meal in the South. I think that's, like, hilarious. Yeah, and like you just, because and that was from laundry. Yeah. You know, it's like, I'm going to get 2 kettles going. One's for laundry, one's for beans. By the time I get done with laundry, beans are ready. Boom. If that doesn't sound like some, I got to make this day count.
It just, again, we're making the best out of it because suppose you have to go on down to the well or the river or whatever the hell to fill a giant cauldron with water. Do you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is, to boil it, to then put clothes in it. Shake it up. That's all. That's
there's
all day
no
situation.
Like gloves
With that harsh soap.
Because when I tell you, like, I use gloves for everything.
So do I.
And I couldn't imagine like really getting into stuff I need to. Like, could you imagine like butchering an animal without gloves? Because even me treating like just raw meat, the idea of just putting my bare hands.
I feel like I can picture it, but I would not like it. I'd do it if I had to, but I wouldn't. I would so not like it.
You know, we should take a break.
Okay, friend.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back.
Bye.
All right, guys. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Good break.
Woo. It's a good book.
This was definitely a good book.
It was meaty.
So rich.
It reminded me a lot of We Refuse.
Yes.
Just the structure.
Yes, very
and
much so.
how it's getting sort of the they'd be good companion books. Like, because if
so.
I mean, this usually comes later when we ask, like, oh, who would like this book? If you liked We Refuse, you would love this.
100%. And you know what? I never really thought about conjure culture in Black America. But it's crazy to think about how it is kind of steeped in everything that we do. Because, I mean, like, the through line was, like I said, most everything that I'm involved in, so cooking. So I think about the fact that, like, my brothers and I, well, specifically my older brother, shout out to you, it's not like we're waiting for anybody to die to get anything, but the things that we do are kind of like, okay, what do you want? It's like the iron skillets, though.
Bull.
Like the love that goes into the iron skillets, because we have iron skillets that got passed down to my mom from her ancestors, and how cooking in those pots and pans really it does. I just never thought about that being conjure, the magic that we're passing along to each other, or even just in the ritual of our hair and taking care of our hair and decorating our hair, and how it like tells a story.
It is almost like a protection spell.
It is.
I think about Miss Pat's book and about how she had that teacher who would do her hair and that kept her from getting beat up.
I'm just saying.
Because it is a signal that someone is invested in you.
Amen.
And so when you see some, child with some freshly greased, cornrows,
like,
you know what it's like, if I put hands on this child, there's probably someone coming after me.
Because they took a long time to sit here and do this. Amen.
If nothing else, they're getting after me for messing up this hairstyle.
Amen.
So you're going to think twice.
Yes.
Especially we have predators in this world. So predators in this world, they are looking for signs of neglect.
Yes. And I just never...
And that attention, that's what I did like about, I mean, I know we're not supposed to like Harry Potter anymore, but just that idea of he was lifelong protected from the love of his parents. Like that idea that magic lasts,
that
like
matters.
that caring and that love. Like, I'm like, yup. I'm like, I probably do have like that on me.
You do. And it's so important, but also that is also why, like, I think the dominant culture will try to trick you out of it, because they realize how powerful it is. And so, like, when we have time to ponder it and really get into it and push it forward, and it's something that we share, like, that is intimidating. And not even necessarily like a mojo bag or voodoo, hoodoo, whatever. It's more so just, if I feel loved, if I feel whole, if I feel seen, if I feel like I can show up and speak my mind and whatever, it's like, oh, that's a direct
powerful.
pushback, to what the standard is supposed to be. And so to me, this is why these kinds of books, sharing these stories, not only these kinds of books, but also too just taking in the stories of the people who came before you and not just being like, oh my God, like really taking the stories in, because it's easy. Because of course, do you feel like there would be that sort of like when the elders in your family were sharing stories about certain things, do you feel like it was always like, let me sit with bated breath to hear this story? Or was it like, Granny, why are we still talking about that? Like the time has passed.
No, I usually like a good story.
Okay.
I've always,
I'm
do.
saying like,
in like the culture, I don't know. But I remember like I would beg my dad to tell me like stories of him growing up, like anything that he had. I'm named after his grandmother. You know what I mean? Like there's this idea. I'm reminded of the time we watched She Did That, the documentary on Netflix. And there was a interviewee, Dr. Coco, and she was talking. She was an older Black woman, and she had studied all around the world. And she was just talking about like the power of like jewelry and amulets.
oh, I do remember her.
Yes, and she had
fancy.
she had so many like.
She's
gems.
Black Girl Magic.
Yeah, she had so many gems, and she literally and figuratively, and she was just talking about how we, get wrapped up in this idea of sort of the white gaze where they try to get you away from ancestor worship.
Yeah.
But she's like, but you already are. You're worshiping their ancestors. And so, you know what I mean? She's like, what do I care about you worshiping George Washington and all these people, and you don't even know your own people.
Right.
And that's why we suffer,
Yeah.
because we are propping up the culture that oppresses us,
which is
so
wild.
that's why it's so and that's why I think I always really enjoyed Asian culture, because they have a real heavy focus on ancestor veneration. I don't want to necessarily call it worship, but it's like, yeah, my ancestors, like,
they matter.
Yeah, they fought
And I
really
am
hard,
them.
and like the fact that I say their names less than I say like other people's ancestors, like I think that's backwards.
Yeah, I think so too. So yeah, it was just a really beautiful way, I think, to celebrate our, history in our past, and also to see the through line to, like into our future. Because we didn't specifically say, but like Aunt Jemima and like mammies and the role that they played in like everything from the way we have our babies to how we treat our sick and all that kind of stuff, to just or even just end of life care. Like she even kind of touched on that, and just how we want to rely on that energy because it feels so warming and comforting, but at the same time we want to alienate it and not give it the credence or the
education. Because even with
behind it,
dealing
yeah.
with end of life stuff, I feel like I've had to draw into myself like that instinct, because there wasn't really the rituals
Around
like
it.
the cultural rituals in
Yeah.
place. So I have to go into, it's like, okay, well, let me see what I can, because
Come
I
up
haven't
with.
brought this up in a while,
Oh my God.
but
Do I need to drink?
the microbiome.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. I thought.
Because I think a lot of our instinct is tied into that. Because like when we look into our brains, like when you think about instinct, it's something we all take for granted, but where is that information stored? Because there's not evidence of it being in our brains necessarily, but we do.
It's that gut knowing.
I always like the fact that, because we're, like I said, we're so steeped in European culture, but when you learn about other cultures, because we always think like love, we're taught love comes from the heart. But in a lot of African cultures, love comes from the stomach. And it's because you are getting emotions, like there are neurons in your gut that travel to your brain. And I think about the times, like I remember being told, like when I fell off the porch and broke my arm, like I don't remember it, but the doctors explained it. The reason why my arm was broken was because instinct kicked in. And to break my fall, I put my arm out, because if my head had hit first and cracked my skull, that would have
worse.
been way worse. But it's like I didn't have time to actually think about it. These are split second.
Right.
This isn't even necessarily a decision. That's just instinct. And it's like, well, where does that come from?
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you tap into that? My suspicion, I don't know. I don't have a grant. I'm just some lady.
You should get one.
But yeah, I think that when you talk about like you're listening to your gut, like I think that's
Well, and it talked about it a little bit in the book.
Oh.
It was saying that. It was just basically like, that knowing. I feel like that wasn't the word she said, but it was like that inner knowing of that thing that's telling you, or you're not even, like you said, you're not even thinking about it. You're not even necessarily
like when
aware.
you need to know to sing or when to hum or when to like do these things where it's just kind of like, oh my God, I don't. It's like, okay, what do I do? What do I do?
Dang.
Yeah. So yeah.
I like
It was beautiful.
Book, friend. This was very
I did
nice.
too. I'm glad because this was one of my suggestions. So it was like,
it was good.
So do you understand why now I couldn't just explain it to you?
I feel like we could have still talked about it.
I know. It wouldn't have been as rich. I don't think I could have.
You're not giving yourself enough credit. But no, I mean, I am glad to have talked about it, having known about it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's good to have the background or whatever. But we do a good job. Like you always like to point out to me, we be talking and we gonna figure it out. We never run out of stuff to say.
That's true. That's true. But I wanted to talk about this with you. Yeah. So I'm happier.
Yeah, this was definitely good. And of course we didn't hit all the points, but that's because we want to leave space for you guys to go and actually read this book, enjoy it for yourself. Definitely
don't take my word for it.
Da-da-da.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Be a rainbow, guys. Okay, so anything else we want to mention about this book before we rate it, friend?
Yes, but I don't think I should.
Okay,
because I'll go off a cliff.
Long. I know, right?
Google Marie Laveau.
Oof, she was everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's even got me thinking about watching American Horror Story, which I always was like, those commercials were always like, I'm scared.
She sound like a bad bitch for real. I'm like, dang, she had these white folks shook. That was awesome. Yeah, and it's just nice to hear, like, not like, oh, she made white people scared, that's why I'm excited. I mean, that is exciting in its own right.
Yeah.
But also, too, just the people go there to this day to see her mausoleum, to see where she was buried.
Yeah, I felt they say she's the second most visited grave.
Like,
yeah, and people still like make offerings and like ask her, it's like, hey, do you? Excuse me.
Super cool. I love that.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. You about to say something?
I was gonna go into a whole nother thing because I really like that story about them killing that one guy who had kidnapped the one girl to try to get her to marry him. I like that story. I'll save that for the readers, though. You deserve the whole thing, but like I really like stories about women talking back, snapping back. Like we need more of that. This idea of like, well, if I'm just quiet and good.
No, you're gonna get messed up like that for real. So
yeah, this world's gonna eat you up and spit you out.
You right back out. Okay, so friend,
I'm giving. Oh, we're rating.
Yeah, let's rate it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 Mojo bags.
I like it.
What? What?
That's what I was gonna give it.
Oh
no, but that's good because I can come up with a backup. I'm also gonna give it 5 out of 5. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5 Vicks Vapor Rubs.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You know what's funny? I actually don't use Vicks Vapor Rub.
No? Okay.
I've never been into it.
Really? Why? Because it makes your chest greasy?
It's so strong. Yeah. And it's like real greasy. I mean, I probably should get into it. I know. Like, I feel like.
But I also like to diffuse like eucalyptus and peppermint and stuff like that when I'm sick.
When I tell you, like, the gym at Lifetime Fitness, like their little steam sauna. Yeah, they pump eucalyptus oil into the steam.
Love it. I like the little sweetness of the peppermint too. I feel like it kind of balances it out a little bit, so it's not so stringent.
But I'm sure it's a great product. It's just not something I grew up using, so it's like introducing it later. It's a little strong. But yeah, being big on tea, Because that was the thing too. Because I went to that tea making demonstration, and that was a big part of Conjuring too.
It's
like
the
finding
rituals
the
behind
right.
it.
Yeah, it's just so cool. But
I guess I didn't realize, like, that's the other thing that was kind of illuminating. Like I said, I think people really are drawn to rituals. I think people are drawn to things that ground them in a space, in a time, or to an intention or something.
And it reawakens sort of your instincts, like the ancestors that live in you and stuff like that. That kind of happens. Another fun trick too, I guess, chewing on cotton roots can induce miscarriage, which was a fun tip.
What? I don't think that. Okay, so Fake Ass Book Club. They did mention this because they were talking about, herbal remedies and how, like, a lot of the midwives used, what was at their disposal, which would be like they had all this plant knowledge, and so
they didn't want them
mention
making
that.
teas.
Exactly. So it got really
they, when
crazy.
I say they,
the medical establishment, if you will.
White men.
But yeah, like, I wouldn't say that I felt like, oh, they were giving you the tip of that. I feel like they were, because she specifically was like, if you use too much,
it'll kill you.
So it wasn't like, oh, you can read this book and know the amounts or anything like that. So wait, hold up. Let me say the disclaimer, because friend, this is going out to the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
We're not saying that you should read this book for how to have a
this isn't a medical.
No. But they did mention the fact that was something that happened. They had that knowledge of, which,
because I feel like that was in The Girls That Grew Big.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and they were taking some risks. Yes. But they were teenagers.
That's right.
Yeah, because you can overdo it. You do need somebody who knows what they're doing.
You do, and again, like, that gets passed down.
But that's the problem when you make it illegal, because then you get desperation and you'll just do whatever. So
without a
let's just do a cheers to the full spectrum of gynecological care.
Cheers. And let's spin the wheel.
Okay, you got it, Toots.
What are we?
It's going to be a fake ass episode.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Where the two.
That's right. Well, spring break.
Nope.
Oh,
fall break.
Damn. I'm early. Okay.
We are going to be airing our episode from our live record from Polk Studios.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a very, very fun episode. Okay. So, yeah, but we'll be technically taking next week off, but we're not going to leave you without a podcast to step to, because at the Fake Ass Book Club, we love you.
This is our ritual.
Yeah.
This is our practice.
We would never, ever leave you alone and confused.
I mean, maybe, but I would, not alone and confused.
Do you remember that song? No. It's from like the 90s. I'll never ever leave you alone and confused. That's one thing that you never have to think twice about, baby. Don't mind kicking it with you, it's true. And lately I've been thinking you're the only one that's right for me, babe. Yeah, these are black people. Tonight I wanna love you down, never ever leave you alone. I don't know who that was.
They probably want their money now, because
you're gonna say the whole damn song.
But another thing I want to say, Fake Ass Book Club, we respect listen.
Oh boy,
authorship is important. We not fucking around with
copyrights. No.
Matter of fact, this has nothing to do with Fake Ass Book Club. That was Kat. She was
just singing.
I
just had a song in my heart.
Talk to her about that.
That song pops up into my head at least once a week.
What?
I never even that doesn't sound. Leave you alone. It was at a formative time.
I don't know what that.
I feel like they used to come on TLC all the time. Let me see if I can find it.
Please look it up.
I'll look it up after when we're doing our little.
Okay, fine.
Thing.
We're not going to subject them to this, guys. It's the end of the show. And we want to thank you for joining us again for another episode. This is a really good book. You guys should check it out. It's definitely giving a historical, context for all of this kind of stuff. But it was intriguing to me as a Black person, kind of just getting the chance to look at our shared history from this vantage point, and it made me feel good this week, and that's what I needed. So maybe it'll do the same for you. I don't know, but it was really good. So I want to encourage you, do the stuff you like, because it makes you feel better. You see me? Last week I was like that. This week I'm like this. So do the things you like, and friend, anything you want to leave our listeners with this week?
Yes, your body belongs to you. So use it to conjure up some joy.
Ooh, and some magic in your lives. All right, I like it, friends. So let's get on out of here. Peace, everybody. Bye.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.